do you ensure a healthy gut? So do these food mismatches actually cause trauma to the gut and cause like a whole other sort of issues?
See, first of all, first thing we have to understand that if you go to any of the Ayurveda doctor, right, and if he asks you how are you, it doesn't mean like literally how are you. It means how's your gut,
Yeah.
right? So everything starts from your gut, right? We should always keep that in mind. So keeping a healthy gut is the first major priority, right? Like after you eat food, I mean, you start. Many people have, start feeling very lethargic, very lazy. They don't feel like talking right after the food. They cannot walk properly. They cannot breathe properly. They feel that, oh, I have eaten so much, I cannot breathe. I cannot walk. I cannot talk, right? So these are the symptoms of bad eating. So when all these things happen, your digestion fire suppresses. You will start having, if the vata increases, if the digestion power suppresses, what will happen? Your indigestion, constipation, gas, bloating, all these problems will start slowly. You'll not be mentally you'll be very stressed. You will be like anxious. So for a good digestion, you should understand, that if after eating food you are very active, mentally you are very active, physically you are very active, you can walk, you can talk, you can breathe easily, right? Not all the sense organs are properly working. It means you have eaten very right? So we have to understand this concept. So if your sense organs are not working properly, then you have not eaten properly. And then if all sense organs and everything is working properly, you're walking, talking, and breathing properly, it's all good. We have to eat to live or live to eat.
Yeah.
So we should eat to live.
Yeah. But so everybody who feels that heartburn inside after eating really spicy food, or you feel you've eaten too much, or you feel that uneasiness, does that mean that impact of the food I've eaten just right now can not be gut healing foods?
Yes, can be. See, there are 6 tastes in Ayurveda. There are sweet, sour, salty, bitter, pungent, and astringent. These are the 6 tastes in Ayurveda, which plays a very important, very major role in our digestion. Like sweet, sour, and salty foods increases the kapha in the body. Always remember, right? Bitter, pungent, and astringent foods, right, increases the vata in the body. And sour, bitter, pungent food increases the pitta in the body. Especially as you said, like right after eating food, they are getting all this heartburn and certain things. So they feel that, okay, it is gut related. It can be gut related, but mostly it happens when you eat food, which is heavy to digest, or it can be more sour in nature, more salty in nature, more bitter in nature. And then suddenly after eating food, you start walking.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is the major cause. Like suddenly after eating, if you start walking, all these food items, sour, salty, and bitter. Remember this: sour, salty, and bitter. If you eat and start walking, anything heavy food you eat and start walking, all these problems might increase. So always have rest. Like just after you have eaten, keep a gap of like 15 minutes, 20 minutes, and then you start walking. So always keep in mind, if you have a pitta prakriti, like if you have a pitta disorder, like if you have an acidity problem, always reduce your sour, bitter, and salty. If you have a vata disorder, like a gas, constipation, bloating disorder, so always reduce your astringent, pungent, and bitter. If you have weight is more, if you have the tendency that weight increases, if you have water retention problem, all these weight related problems as well, kapha disorders as well, so always reduce your sweet, sour, and salty intake. So these are certain tastes, is very important.
What are gut healing foods?
Okay, so gut healing foods are like the foods which helps in increasing the agni, right? The digestion food, like ginger can be good, right? All the foods like ashwagandha is some of the herb which is really good. Ginger is good. Lemon is really good, which aids digestion because of the sour nature, right?
Yeah.
Adding lemon, right? Adding cinnamon is really good for the digestion. Cumin is really good for aiding digestion, right? Fennel is really good, right? Turmeric is really good. So what you can do is, like, there are a lot of the food items or certain things which is there in the kitchen, but the best thing what you can do is, if you to balance your vata, pitta, and kapha, to increase the agni and boost your digestion and metabolism, what you can do is you can mix cumin, fennel, fenugreek, coriander, and turmeric. So all these 5 ingredients you can mix together in about 1 liter of water. Boil it for 10 to 15 minutes till the water reduces by 1/4, not to 1/4, by 1/4. Then filter it and keep it in a flask. Then keep on sipping that water. So that will really help in balancing the vata, pitta, and kapha, everything, and your gut also will remain very healthy.
Right. It's great that you say that, because our next question is linked again back to the gut, which is the biggest, and I think a lot of branded sort of things that are available now in the market is prebiotic, probiotic, and it's all coming back to the gut, right? That prebiotics help gut, probiotic is very important. So in the Indian food plate, what are prebiotic food items and probiotic food items that we can look at?
See, we can have some of the probiotics like buttermilk. Buttermilk is really good probiotic. Like we call it chas.
Yeah.
Right. So that is, people love it. But in that, what you can add is like, you can add some cumin, roasted cumin, and you can sprinkle on it, and then jeera powder. So that really helps in boosting up the metabolism. Aloe vera again is very good. It's a very good, acts as a very good prebiotic as well. So these are certain two things which is really important. But apart from that, there are like, a lot of herbs you can use tulsi, which is really good. You can use certain herbs like guduchi, which is really good. Certain herbs like boswellia, which is really good to reduce the inflammations and all.
How do we consume these?
See, we can have it like, when you are having probiotics, like, if you are having probiotics in the form of buttermilk, always have it at the end, in the last.
Okay.
Once you have done with the meal, so you start with the sweet, then your meal, and then last you consume the buttermilk. So that is, the astringent should be the last. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to speak. Yeah, thank you.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.